Leading off for the Lions here in the bottom of the second will be the designated player, number 25, Lauren Miller. Miller, a .353 batting average. She has scored 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 doubles, a home run, and 5 RBIs. She's a left-handed hitter as she'll step into the box against Enlow. First pitch to Miller is a called strike on the outside corner. Lauren's a freshman from Avon, Indiana, Avon High School. Second pitch misses upstairs. Elizabeth Ivers on deck for the Lions. The Lions do lead it 1-0. Cornelius double, and Stevenson came around to score in the first inning. As Lauren ropes a ball out to center field, going to be a routine play for the center fielder, Palasek, and she's going to retire Miller on a fly out to center field. Elizabeth Ivers will step into the box. The catcher, number 18, a .388 batting average. B with 4 home runs on the year. She hit .600 last week for the Lions, had 2 home runs that went over the right field scoreboard. 0 for 3 in game 1 as she takes the cut at the first pitch and fouls it out down the right field line and out of play. Coming into today, Ivers had 2 home runs in 4 ball games last week. Now down 0-1 in the count. Second pitch misses down low for a ball. Fincham on deck for the Lions. Bottom of the second in game number 2. Lions did win game 1 5-1. The winning pitcher was Casey Kemp, got her 7th win of the year. The Lions moved to 14-7 overall. Asbury fell to 7-20. As Ivers hits a ball deep into left field, it's going to run up against the fence. She's going to be in for a stand-up double to left center field, and that's going to be Ivers' 5th double of the year. And that's exactly what the Lions needed here in the bottom of the second. That'll be B's 20th hit of the year, 5th double, as she hit a ball into left center field. Coach Gotterwis gives a sign out to B as Fincham gets into the box. Casey, the junior, .370 batting average, third baseman for the Lions defense. Takes the first pitch for a called strike on the inside. Fincham's going to bloop one into right field. It's going to fall in. She's going to get a single. She's going to go for 2 as they make a play to the plate to Ivers as she scores standing up. And Fincham's going to get a double off a right field bloop and an RBI that scores Ivers from second. And now the Lions lead it 2-0. Fincham's 21st hit of the year and 8th double of the season on a bloop down the right field line. And the Lions now lead it 2-0 after Ivers scores from second. First baseman, Rachel Gabbert, going to step into the plate with a .185 batting average. Rachel going to get her first at-bat in several weeks for the Lions. She swings at the first pitch and fouls it out down the right field side. Rachel, 5 hits on the year, 2 doubles, led this Lions offense in RBIs last year in the Super Regional run. Senior from Northern Kentucky, takes the second pitch low in the dirt. Nice stop by Ison behind the plate. Leadoff hitter Lang on deck for the Lions. Only 1 out in the inning. Fincham's at second after scoring Ivers. 2-0 Lions lead. As Rachel's going to ground out to third. She's going to fire it across. Fincham's going to move up from second to third. as Fincham's now 60 feet away on the putout from Petit and gets Gabbard out for the second out of the inning. Left fielder Allie Lang steps into the box. 0 for 1 in game number 2. Grounded out to the pitcher. Allie coming in with just 2 RBIs on the year. Casey Fincham is at third. Had a double, then moved up to second. On the ground out to third by Gabbert. Stevenson on deck. Third base playing in on Lang. First pitch is a called ball. Allie, the senior left fielder, left-handed hitter, going to attempt a bunt and bring it back. 2-0 count. Lions 3 hits, 2 runs early on in this game. We're just here in the bottom of the second. Lang takes a called strike across the middle of the plate. Lang attempts a bunt and fouls it back behind the home plate. Runs the count even to 2-2. 2 outs in the inning. Fincham at third. Lions have tacked on a run here in the bottom half. Ivers scored to make it 2-0. Lang's going to chop it. They're going to call it foul. In foul territory as the catcher. Ison came away with it as Lang's going to come back to the plate with a 2-2 count. Enlow up to 33 pitches on the afternoon so far. Lang steps back into the box. Takes a called strike 3 on the outside corner. The Lions do strand a runner at third, but in the inning, Ivers scores, extends the lead to 2-0 as we head to the top of the third. Palasek, the center fielder, will lead it off for Asbury here in the top half of the third. Keller in the circle for the Lions. Gets the sign from Coach Gotterwitz in the third base side. And the first pitch is called a ball on the inside corner. Courtney up to 27 pitches, only giving up 1 hit, no walks, and 2 strikeouts in 2 innings of work so far in game 2. Called a strike on the outside corner. It was a gift to Courtney from the home plate umpire. Lions have tacked on a run in the first and a run in the second and now lead it 2-0. Goes off speed on the inside corner and called for a ball. Fincham still at third, Cornelius at short, Stevenson at second, and Gabbard at first. Bramble is in center field for the Lions with Lang in left and Kennedy in right. B behind the plate. It's going to be a pop fly out to center field. Bramble has a beat on it and is going to retire for the first out of the inning, out to center field. As we mentioned, McDonald was shaken up in game one. Bramble gets the start here in game two, gets a ball out to her, and she gathers it for the first out. 23, Pettit, going to step in, playing third. She's going to get an opportunity to face Courtney here in the top half of the third. First pitch is over the plate on the inside for a called strike. Courtney working quickly on the mound. Misses upstairs for an even 1-1 count. Marley's a 300 hitter. Had a chance to pinch hit in game number one. Puts a swing on that one. It's going to be a line drive right back to Courtney as she handled it herself for the second out of the inning. Nice job by Courtney right there to play defense here in the circle. Her and Casey Kemp do a great job of providing defense at that pitcher's circle. So now two down for Keller here in the third. She'll work against the shortstop, Chichevich, number 4. Comes into today with a 182 batting average, 8 hits on the year, a double and 5 RBIs. The leadoff hitter, Wilson, is on deck for Asbury as that pitch over the inside corner is a called strike to run it to 1-1. Fouled back out of play behind home plate against the netting, and it runs it to a 1-2 count as Ivers comes back, gets the ball, throws it back to Courtney. Courtney misses upstairs on the 4th pitch of the at-bat, or the 5th pitch of the at-bat. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Keller rocks, delivers, fouled back again off the netting. Lions have faced a lot of bad weather over the last couple weeks here, a lot of rain and wind in the area. Had to use the Centennial Fieldhouse for several practices over the last 2 weeks. It's a great tool to have. It's a multi-million-dollar indoor facility for all athletic programs here at the Mount. As that pitch is fouled over into the bullpens down the left side as Fincham and Cornelius and Lang all give chase, but it's out of play. Got a turf outfield, turf bullpen, and a dirt infield here at the complex. Lions were able to tarp over the last 48 hours to be able to play today as we had heavy rains in the area last night. 2-2 count, and that pitch is fouled back. Now several pitches fouled off in this bet as Keller's working for this final out here in the top of the third. Lions do lead it 2-0. Runs have been scored by Stevenson and Ivers for your Lions here in game number 2. Lions did win game 1 5-1. As Keller gets her swinging, B drops it, going to step, fire, and in the inning. So in the inning, 3 up, 3 down for Asbury, and the Lions lead it 2-0 headed into the bottom half of the third. Second baseman Kelsey Stevenson will lead off the inning for the Lions. It'll be Stevenson, Cornelius, and Keller. Bottom of the third. 2-0 lead for your Lions. Stevenson steps in. First pitch misses low for a ball. Stevenson 2 for 3, 2 RBIs and a run in game 1. She has scored a run here in game 2 off a walk. Hitting in the 2 spot for the Lions. Alyssa, a senior, wears number 0. Comes in to run for Stevenson after a single out to right field. That'll be the 4th hit on the afternoon for the Lions. Cornelius 1 for 3 in game 1 with a walk. As her and Coach Beth Godowis have a conversation as the home plate umpire makes a switch. Cornelius 1 for 1 here this afternoon with a double. Lights are now on here at the ballpark with overcast skies and temperatures dipping down into the upper 40s. Cornelius is going to bunt it back to the pitcher. There's nobody there to cover first. And Cornelius is going to have a single off a bunt, and now she's going to be 2 for 2 on the afternoon. And the Asbury head coach Moore is going to come out and question if it hit off the foot of Cornelius. It came off hot off there. She may be correct on that. I'm not sure if it didn't hit off of Cornelius as the umpires meet behind the pitcher's circle. As currently Cornelius is at first after the bunt single. Umpires are having a meeting to figure out if it went off of Cornelius's foot. And they're going to let this play stand as Cornelius gets her second hit of the afternoon, and now the Lions have 2 runners on for the freshman Courtney Keller. Keller 0 for 1 this afternoon. She is 0 for 4 this afternoon. Can the freshman deliver for the Lions? She takes the first pitch inside for a called strike. Keller is due for a hit this afternoon as she is hitless on the afternoon, leads the Lions with 7 home runs, 17 RBIs. Alyssa at second and Macy at first as Keller's going to fist one out to center for a single. Godowis is going to hold up Alyssa. Everybody moves up a bag as the ball gets away and messes around in the infield, goes back over here to the first base side. But Alyssa stands put with no outs. Godowis holds everybody up, even on the throw from the outfield. Alyssa's unable to come home as it's a smart play to hold everybody up with Maddie coming in. Bases loaded, no outs. So Keller gets a single to center, gets her first hit of the afternoon. Macy Cornelius moves up to second. Alyssa, who is running for Stevenson, moves up to third. Bases are loaded, no outs for Maddie Kennedy, who had a solo home run in game 1. First pitch to Kennedy is low and inside for a ball. Kennedy with a .400 batting average. She has hit 4 home runs in the last 5. Takes that pitch for a called strike. The Lions have an opportunity here to open this game up here in the bottom of the third. Bases loaded, no outs. 6 hits, 2 runs so far. As Kennedy stands in the box, the right-handed hitter. And she's going to take an outside pitch called for a strike and run the count to 1-2. Freshman Lauren Miller on deck. As Kennedy's trying to come up with another clutch hit for the Lions. She's going to hit a chopper to the shortstop. She's going to fire it home for the force out, and everybody else is going to move up a bag. Nice play by the shortstop for Asbury, coming home on the high chopper to get the first out of the inning. Cornelius moves up to third, Keller to second, and Kennedy to first on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up the freshman left-hander, Lauren Miller. Miller 0 for 1 today as she takes the first pitch. Going to fly out to left field, and it's too shallow for Cornelius to tag and score as Asbury and Enlow try to work out of this jam. That's 2 quick outs in this inning. The Lions had bases loaded, no outs, but now we're working with just 1 out left as Ivers steps into the box. B, 1 for 1 with a run here in game number 2. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. The Lions are up 2-0, bottom of the 3rd. Enlow trying to work herself out of a jam here in the 3rd to keep this a 2-0 game. Ivers goes at the first pitch, goes out to left center field. Cornelius scores. Keller scores. They're going to wave around Kennedy. She's going to come up standing, and it's going to be a double for Ivers, who advances to 3rd on the throw. And it's going to be 3 RBIs for the senior Ivers as she delivers the ball to left center field, and the Lions have opened it up and cleared the bases 5-0. Ivers is now 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and that ball was a shot into left center field into the gap, rolled up against the wall, and cleared the bases as Ivers now moved up to 3rd on the overthrow. They're going to give her a double and advance to 3rd, and now that'll bring up Fincham, but the Lions put up a 3 spot and now are up 5-0. Casey Fincham, the junior 3rd baseman, takes the first pitch, called for a strike on the inside corner. Fincham 0 for 3 in game 1, 1 for 1 with an RBI here in game 2. She scoots out of the way of pitch number 2. Rachel Gabbert, the senior first baseman, on deck for the Lions. Ivers with the clutch hit here in the 3rd to put up a 3 spot. Clear the bases loaded. Now finds herself 60 feet away. Fincham takes the ball, misses upstairs. Lions baseball back in action this weekend, Friday and Saturday against Transy. Softball back in action against Hanover on Saturday. Fincham golfs one, fouls it back behind home plate, runs it 2-2. Lions offense coming into today hitting .312, had 23 home runs, ranked top 10 in the country. As Fincham, the right-handed hitter, digs into the box with a 2-2 count, 2 outs. Ivers at 3rd. It's going to be roped out to left field. Up off the wall. Fincham's going to go into 2nd, sliding and safe as she drives in another RBI, her 2nd of the game. Pelts one up off the left field fence. Ivers scores, and Fincham slides into 2nd for her 2nd double and 2nd RBI of game number 2. And now the Lions have led 6-0. So after going over in game 1, Fincham steps up here in game 2 with a pair of hits and a pair of RBIs. The Lions have put up a 4 spot here in the 3rd and now lead it 6-0. Gabbert, the senior first baseman at the plate, as she gets a called ball on the outside corner. Fincham at 2nd, and the leadoff, Allie Lang on deck. Lions have now exploded for 8 hits, 6 runs through 3 innings. Rachel 0 for 1 on a ground out to 3rd base in her first AB. Senior looking to get going, just needs that 1 base hit to kind of get her going here on her senior year. 2-0 count, 2 outs. Fincham at 2nd. 3-0, that's 3 straight balls to Rachel Gabbert, as the 3rd base dugout is jumping with joy over there after Ivers' big-time hit. And then Fincham, so back-to-back doubles for the Lions, have opened up a 4 spot as Rachel takes that, called on the inside corner, makes it 3-1. Allie Lang's going to head back into the dugout. Looks like they're going to have a pinch hitter for Allie if Rachel's able to get on here. 3-1 count, 2 outs. Fincham at 2nd. Gabbert fouls one back, up, over, and out of play. Sarah Cardos is going to come out on deck Looks like she may pinch hit for Allie Lang if given the opportunity, the senior from Lexington. Rachel skies one out to right field. Wilson's going to gather under it and get it to retire the side as the Lions put up a 4-spot. Ivers and Fincham deliver the doubles, extend the lead to 6-0 as we head to the top of the 4th. Top of the lineup here for Asbury as we get started here in the top of the 4th. It'll be Wilson, Roachmont, and Enlow. Combined 0 for 3 this afternoon as they'll get to see Keller for the second time as she spins one in, and it's a called ball up in the zone. Keller up to 42 pitches through 3 innings, only have given up 1 hit, no walks, and 3 strikeouts as comes up and in and now has fallen behind 2-0. Wilson is a sophomore from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and she's now way ahead of Keller on a 3-0. She went to South Warren High School. That pitch is down the middle of Broadway. 3-1 count. Keller versus Wilson. Roachmont, the second baseman, is on deck for Asbury, the left-handed hitter, as Keller is looking to get Wilson as she pops up into foul territory. Gabbert comes over on the first base side and gathers it for the first out. So after falling behind 3-0, Keller gets a called strike and then a pop out to Rachel Gabbert in foul territory for the first out here in the top half of the 4th. Roachmont steps into the box, left-handed hitter. 0 for 1 on the afternoon. She was 0 for 1 in game number 1 with a strikeout as she attempts a bunt on the outside corner, pulls it back, and it's a called strike for Keller. Keller with a 3.58 ERA, a 6-4 overall record coming into today. Kemp got the game 1 win for the Lions as she moves to 7-3. As we mentioned in game 1, Casey was mentioned to the top 140 NFCA Division III players and pitchers to watch throughout the year. Roachmont bunts it up in the air, line drive right to Fincham on a nice play by the third baseman coming in for the second out of the inning. So it's a foul ball to Gabbert for 1. Roachmont attempts a bunt, fires right off her bat as Casey Fincham was coming in on the play. It goes right into her glove for the second out. Enlow, the pitcher, steps in 0 for 1. She spins that one, and that's a big shot to left field. Enlow's going to hit a solo shot to left field, and Asbury's on the board. It is now 6-1 as one of the Mount baseball players caught that ball and threw it back in like we're at Wrigley Field here in Cincinnati. as they're going to bring it back in from Lang, Cornelius, Fincham, and then back to Courtney and say, hey, Courtney, here's the home run ball you just gave up. So Enlow with the big shot, solo shot to put Asbury on the board. Now it is 6-1. For Enlow, that'll be her third home run of the year. She's the starting pitcher for Asbury here in Game 2, and now you'll have to face Sanders with 2 outs, nobody on, 6-1 lead. Pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Umpires giving that outside corner to both pitchers here in Game 2. Lights are on here at the ballpark. 15 minutes shy of 7 o'clock, game number 2. Second pitch is fouled back to us. Keller up 0-2 on Sanders. Reds and Phillies postponed today due to weather. As Courtney gets Sanders to foul that one back behind the plate. Got the Masters going on down in Georgia. Hovland, Rahm, and Koepka tied at first for 7 under. Big days for them. That'll be going on all weekend long, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Lions baseball, softball in action this weekend as Sanders hits a slow roller to Stevenson. She'll come in, throw it to Gabbert, and in the inning. But in the inning, Enlow hits a solo bomb to left field, and Asbury cuts the lead to 6-1. Couple defensive changes for Asbury as we get started here in the bottom of the 4th. Second baseman Rochmont will go from second to left, and they will bring in Bell, and they'll bring in Carly Fetter. Number 12 will come in to play second, as the Lions will send the leadoff hitter Allie Lang to the plate to lead off here in the bottom of the 4th. Lang 0 for 2 with a strikeout here in game number 2. In game 1, Allie went 1 for 1, 2 walks and a run scored. Allie, 244 batting average. She's a senior left fielder. As the home plate umpire makes the changes, divvies out all the changes to both dugouts, looks up here, and we're just getting underway here in the bottom of the 4th. Lions do lead it 6-1. Asbury put up 1 in the 4th. The Lions have once again scored in every inning so far. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd. As Allie takes the first pitch for a ball. Allie takes a big cut there. It's a swinging miss for strike number 1. Enlow still in the circle for Asbury so far in this ball game. 61 pitches, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. One count to Lang. She's going to attempt a bunt, fouls it back behind home plate against the netting. And we are going to have a pitching change in the inning. Looks like they brought in number 8. Kaylee Strunk came in for Enlow to pitch. Strunk, a 3.74 ERA, 3-8 overall. As Lang grounds to second, Feder gathers it, fires it over, and it's going to get past the first baseman. As Lang's going to get on first to lead off the inning for the Lions. Feder, the new second baseman, had the slow roller, and Lang's going to reach first on a throwing error as she gathered it and then threw it past the first baseman, Judy. So we've had several changes in the mound, left field and second for Asbury. Strunk is now in the circle for Asbury, and now she's got Stevenson, the second hole hitter for the Lions, with Lang on first after the error by the second baseman. Strunk's a pitcher, sophomore, Science Hill, Kentucky, Pulaski County High School. Several players from Asbury from the state of Kentucky. As Stevenson looks, Lang takes off. There's a throw down to second, and they're going to get Lang caught stealing on a nice throw by Fletcher behind the plate, or from Eisen behind the plate to get Lang attempting to steal second for the first out of the inning. So it's going to be a 2-0 count to Stevenson as they caught Lang stealing. That'll be the first time this year that Lang was caught stealing on a nice throw from Eisen behind the plate. Stevenson with a big cut on an inside pitch, 2-1. Coach Beth Gotterwas down at third as always. Coach Morris down at first. Lions looking to win game number 15 on the year, up 6-1, bottom of the fourth. It's a tough pitch on the outside corner. Nice location, called for a strike to Stevenson, 2-2. Cornelius on deck, Keller in the hole. The Lions, 8 hits, 6 runs. Asbury, 2 hits, 1 run. 3 errors defensively for Asbury here in game 2. Courtney fouls one back off the pole behind home plate. As the afternoon train takes its way down River Road beside the ballpark. Pitch misses upstairs to Stevenson to run the count full. Full count, 1 out in the inning. Lang caught stealing. And that pitch misses low for a ball, and Stevenson draws the walk as she jogs down to first. That'll bring up the shortstop, Macy Cornelius. Stevenson now 2 walks and a hit here in game 2. She has found her way on all 3 times. Cornelius 2 for 2 with a run here in game number 2. Strunk, the pitcher, rocks and delivers. And it's a called strike on the inside corner. Macy with 2 hits, Ivers with 2, Fincham with 2, Stevenson and Keller as Cornelius fouls one back are the 8 hits for the Lions. The runs have been scored by Stevenson, Cornelius, Keller, Kennedy, and 2 from Ivers. And the 1 run for Asbury was a solo home run from Enlow. 0-2 count to Cornelius, 1 out, Stevenson at first. Lions lead it 6-1, bottom of the fourth. Pitch misses upstairs, 1-2 count. It'll be a 1 o'clock and a 3 o'clock start on Saturday afternoon down here at the complex as the Lions will host Hanover in a big HCAC matchup as Cornelius fouls one back off the hands up against the netting behind home plate. Pitcher rocks, delivers, misses low. 2-2. Nice job by the catcher, Ison, to keep that one in front of her. Stevenson got a big jump off of first. Crowd is bundled up here this afternoon on a chilly Thursday afternoon. Cornelius hits a high fly ball out to left field. The left fielder's going back, up off the wall. Stevenson goes first to third, slides in safely, and Cornelius gets a stand-up double after a ball up off the left field fence. Didn't think it was going to have the distance, but Cornelius finds it up off the fence. Stevenson first to third, Cornelius stand-up double, and the Lions now have two runners on, second and third, for the freshman Keller. Cornelius now 3 for 3 with a run here in game number 2. The sophomore has really come to light here against Asbury this afternoon. Courtney 1 for 2 with a run. 2 runners on, 4 or 1 out. Takes a big cut at the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Courtney ranks 13th in the country in home runs with 7. The season single record is 9, held by Aaliyah Tucker, and the career is 17. 21, Keller, the freshman. Another big cut. 0-2. Lions have had 17 home runs in the last 7 games here at home. 24 on the year. They had 14 all of last year. As this third pitch of the at-bats upstairs. 1-2 count to Keller. Still only 1 out in the inning. Stevenson walked, and then Cornelius doubled off the left field fence. They're both standing at second and third. Kennedy on deck for the Lions. Strunk looking to get out of a jam. Misses low for 2-2 count. Nine hits, 6 runs for the Lions. Keller fouls one back, out of play. Strunk versus Keller, 2-2 count, 1 out. Cornelius and Stevenson on the base pass for the Lions. 6-1 lead. Off-speed pitch is taken for a ball on the inside corner. Nice pitch by Strunk, but Keller gets the call, runs it to a full count. Sophomore on the mound, freshman in the box. Full count, and that's going to be a pop fly out of play. Keller putting together a nice AB right here, has ran it to a full count, has fouled off several pitches, just looking to put a ball in play and see if she can come up with a couple RBIs here. Left fielder is playing way back, 2 or 3 steps in front of the warning track. Center and right playing at medium depth. Keller takes another big cut and fouls it back behind the press box, spoiling pitch after pitch. Kennedy on deck for the Lions. Pitcher gets a sign. Keller in the box and delivers. It's another foul ball back over the plate. Courtney has fouled off several pitches in this AB. Strunk looks at her wristband, rocks, delivers to Keller, and it's going to be popped up on top of the press box.
Nate's got it. Nate's got it. Nate's got it.
Pitcher takes a time walking around the circle. Courtney steps out of the box. And an absolute battle between the hitter and the pitcher on a full count, 1 out. Cornelius at second and Stevenson at third. 6-1 Lions lead. Keller ropes one to center field. It's a high fly ball, and it's going to be up off the fence. Stevenson waited up. Cornelius is going to score easy. It's going to be a stand-up double, 2 RBIs for Keller, and the Lions have opened it up to an 8-1 lead. Back-to-back balls off the fence for the Lions have scored 2 runs here in the bottom of the fourth. It is now 8-1, and Courtney gets 2 RBIs on the ball out to center field. The Lions have now 6 doubles in this game, 2 for Cornelius, 1 for Keller, 2 for Ivers, and 2 for Fincham. So now 7 doubles in game 2 for the Lions, as Keller still at second, only 1 out, and Kennedy at the plate. First pitch is inside for a ball. Cornelius with 3 hits, Keller with 2, Ivers and Fincham with 2 apiece. Lions have exploded for 10 hits, 8 runs here in the game number 2. Scored in every inning. Maddie attempts a bunt. It's going to foul back over the netting behind home plate. The Lions have 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third, and they have put up 2 here in the fourth. 7-run lead. Kennedy at the plate, Keller on second after the double. Pitch is on the outside corner, and it's a called strike. 1-2 count to Kennedy. Miller on deck. Strunk looks at her wristband, rocks, sets, fires a pitch upstairs. 2-2. Keller with 2 RBIs, Ivers with 3, and Fincham with 2. 2-2 count, 1 out. Fouled back off the netting. Courtney with her 6th double of the year. Had a couple doubles last week against Denison and Franklin, as Kennedy's going to line one down the right field line and foul. Two count to Kennedy. Keller at second, 1 out, 8-1. Lions lead it here in the bottom of the fourth. Sets, rocks, delivers, gets Kennedy swinging on a changeup, and that'll be the second out of the inning as she gets Kennedy swinging for the strikeout. That'll be the second strikeout of the afternoon for the Lions. And that'll bring to the plate Lauren Miller, freshman left-hander. Lauren takes the first pitch for a called strike on the outside corner. Lauren 0 for 2 here in game number 2. Pitch misses outside. Lauren Miller, 1 home run on the year. It was a home run here at the home ballpark just a couple weeks ago. Lauren fouls one back up out of play. Moves it to a 1-2 count. B. Ivers on deck, the senior catcher for the Lions. Lions looking to tack on another run. Keller stands at second after the double that scored 2. Miller upstairs, 2-2 count. Strong set, delivers. Lauren Miller gets one up in a pop fly. It's going to drop into right field for a base hit. And it's going to be a double for Miller and brings home Keller from second. As Lauren comes up with a base hit to right field, the right fielder dove, missed it. Miller stands up at second. Keller scores, and the Lions have put a 3-spot and now lead it 9-1. Nice AB from Lauren Miller. Got to a even count, fouled off several, and was able to put one in play. That'll be Lauren's 7th hit of the year, her 3rd double, and her 6th RBI as freshman brings in freshman. And the Lions have now scored 9 runs off of 11 hits. As there's going to be a called time meeting. The first baseman, Judy, calls it, brings in the entire infield, and they're going to have a quick discussion before they face Elizabeth Ivers. Lions have 3 doubles in this inning, Cornelius, Stevenson, and Miller. And they have put up a 3-spot here on Strunk, who came into the game here to start the inning for Enlow. Enlow did move to shortstop for Asbury. Several defensive changes here in the bottom half of the 4th. As Ivers gets set to step into the box, B, 2 for 2, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored here in game number 2. She continues to stay hot, takes a huge cut on pitch number 1, and swings through it for the first strike. Miller at second. Casey Fincham on deck for the Lions. If the Lions can get 3 outs in the top half of the 5th, they would be a run rule against Asbury as B takes another big cut on the second pitch of the AB. 0-2 count. Count to Ivers, 2 outs in the inning. She's going to swing, strike out swinging to end the inning, but in the inning the Lions do put up 3 to extend the lead to 9-1. We head to the 5th. Ison, the catcher, going to lead it off for Asbury here in the top half of the 5th. Lions are now 3 outs away from an 8-run run rule as Keller starts off the inning with a high pop fly out to right field. Kennedy under it, And it's a 1-pitch, 1 out here in the 5th, and a fly out ice into Kennedy. Courtney has allowed 2 hits and a run so far in today's game. 0 walks. As Judy stands into the box against Keller. First pitch is upstairs. Judy is 0 for 2 in the game. The hits for Asbury came from Enlow on the solo shot and Sanders, the DP. Second pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Courtney is up to 57 pitches. 40 of them have been called a strike. Courtney looking to get her 7th win of the season. And that's going to be a skyrocket out to center field. Bramble's going to camp under it and gather it for the second out. So it's a pop out to right, a fly out to center. Kennedy and Bramble retire them for the 2 outs in the inning. And the Lions are now just 1 out away. It's going to be Palasek, the center fielder, stepping into the box for Asbury. 0 for 1. Just the second time through this inning right now for Courtney Keller to see this lineup. First pitch misses on the outside corner. Lions looking to move to 15-7 and 19-1 over their last 20 at home. They will host Hanover here Saturday afternoon. Baseball will host Transy this weekend as well. 2-0 count to Palasek. Courtney gets on the rubber, looks into the third base dugout, gets the sign, looking for the final out of the ball game. It's going to be a pop fly into left center field, and Bramble's going to get it up off the fence. It's going to fall in. Palasek has a stand-up double, and the third hit of the afternoon as Bramble and Lang chased it down into left center field up against the wall. Palasek gave it a ride up against the fence and has a stand-up double. Her first hit of the afternoon. And now that'll bring to the plate the substitution second baseman, number 12, Feder, as she steps into the box. A .269 batting average. Will get her a chance to face Keller. First pitch is fouled down the right side and out of play. Courtney looking to get out of the game with under 70 pitches, if she can find a way to get an out. Second pitch is down into the dirt. Nice stop by Ivers. Palasek stands at second after the double in left center field. That second pitch is fouled down the left side, out of play. 0-2 count. Two outs. Keller looking for the final out. Lions lead it 9-1. Top of the 5th, looking for a run rule. Way ahead. 0-2 count. Keller checks the wristband, rocks and delivers, misses on the outside corner up. Going to be a 2-2 count. 2 outs. Keller looking for the final out of the game. She sets, delivers, and it's going to hit up on the elbow, and she's going to hit the batter, and now Asbury's going to have 2 runners on base. And that'll bring up number 4, Gichevich. She's 0 for 1 against Keller this afternoon. Asbury now has a double and a hit by pitch to have 2 runners on with 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th. 9-1 ball game. First pitch is a called ball upstairs. Courtney looking to work quick right here as she turns right back on the rubber, just looking for one out. Let her defense work, second ranked in the country. It's a called strike on the outside corner to run it to even 1-1. Keller rocks, delivers, 1-1, misses away, 2-1. Lions have had explosive offensive day from Cornelius with 3 hits, Keller with 2, Ivers and Fincham both with a pair. Keller with 2 RBIs, Ivers with 3, and Fincham with 2. That pitch is a big cut. Swings and a miss to run it to 2-2. Now we're just a strike away and an out away from their 15th win of the year. And moving to 7-1 at home. 2s across the board, 2-2, 2 outs, runner at second. Keller's going to get her swinging, and that's going to be her 4th strikeout of the game, and it's going to end this ball game with the Lions win 9-1. We'll be back in a second to wrap it up. Right back here at the complex to wrap things up this afternoon as the Lions get a sweep against Asbury this afternoon. They will move to 14-7 overall as the Lions defeated Asbury 5-1 and 9-1 in 2 games. Outstanding pitching from Casey Kemp and Courtney Keller. They'll both get their 7th win of the year. And offensively, had great days from Maddie Kennedy, Kelsey Stevenson, B. Ivers, Fincham, Miller, Cornelius, and Keller as the offense explodes today for 20 hits and 14 runs between the 2 games as the Lions take care of business here against Asbury. Just a reminder, they will be back in action on Saturday against Hanover at 1-3, and we hope to see you then. Have a good evening, everybody.